I had to relearn everything, to write on my own, to physically talk, all that stuff. I had to do that on my own. That was so hard, and all I could think about was, man, when I get better, I'm coming after him. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Bro, I was raised by a single mother. Although, yes, I had my dad in my life.
Yeah.
It's not as much as I wish I had. I would be foolish not to say that I didn't have something in my heart where I felt some type of way.
I took this along with me when somebody told me, like, the worst thing you could ever do is sleep angry. Because you don't know if that's your last day.
And that's what we want. We all want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy.
Yeah.
So month of Ramadan, we're seeking Allah's mercy. But imagine going to month of Ramadan and you're holding grudges or whatever from other people, but you're seeking Allah's mercy. Forgive.
Yeah.
And seek Allah's forgiveness. Episode was deadly, huh?
Man, it was dope, man.
Just got done recording.
Man, got to talk about a lot. Y'all get to see
forgiveness. That's the main topic.
Very true.
And we talked about what? What did we talk about?
I got to, you know what I'm saying? We both got to share stories of our, like, inside story of our own lives.
We did get
when it comes to, when it comes to forgiving. Also, when it comes to asking for forgiveness, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to give you guys a little inside of, you know what I'm saying, Idris's life, my life, what happened to us when it comes to forgiving people, and also at the same time asking people for forgiveness, like I said. So it was a very interesting thing. You guys get to heard a male grown cat sound like a baby. Just a little bit.
Hear it. It's ridiculous.
You know.
Hopefully it ain't too noticeable.
No, it ain't.
I didn't spend all this money on a mic for it to hear all that background sound.
No, man, that boy's just a baby.
Inshallah. All right, y'all.
And he's a father too. He's a father too. Sound like a baby. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, inshallah, if that's something you guys are interested in, we're all looking to heal. We're all looking to grow. This is the month of Ramadan. This is the month of forgiveness.
Very
and
true.
with the theme of month of forgiveness, mercy, we talk about seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, but also being merciful to those around us and spreading that love, spreading that compassion in order that we may receive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's compassion. And we do get vulnerable. We tell our stories. We tell it how it is. And a little bit of ramble. Forgive us. Hopefully you guys enjoy it here and there.
You better. You know what I'm saying? Because you will. It's a very dope episode.
Yeah.
So you looking at me? I'm looking at you too.
It's a nice episode.
You see me? Wait. Subscribe.
See you, dog. Oh, yeah. What you doing? You're not subscribing?
Look, what?
And what you doing not leaving a review? What you doing? How you going to like this podcast but you ain't leaving a review?
Look at me. I see what you're doing. Hit it.
There you go.
I'll
almost.
Give 5 seconds.
How's your day going while they're doing that? Good?
Good. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, okay. MashaAllah.
Subscribe?
MashaAllah.
Did you?
Now go ahead. Go to Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Inshallah. Tune into this episode. And we'll see you at the end.
Like this video, please. Thank you. Like it. For real. Like it.
Assalamu alaikum. Y'all tuning in to an episode of Talk Ya Haq. I'm your host Idris.
And I'm your host Abdi Kareem.
And man, we got another episode for you guys on today.
What's up?
Halfway Ramadan.
Oh yeah?
How you feeling, bro?
Alhamdulillah, man. Keto, halfway. Didn't think I'd come this long.
Yeah?
But I did. I made it. I'm going so far strong.
There you go.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
But I feel like now, like, you know how I remember you told me, like, when your body is like, it ain't used to keto yet.
Yeah.
And then once it get used to it, that's when, like, it's going to start cutting.
Yeah.
That's the phase I'm in right now.
Solid day. Especially when you're fasting. You know, it kicks in faster when you're fasting.
Because I was going to the bathroom a lot when I was eating that.
Too much information, bro.
I mean, hey, you know, I was going to the bathroom a lot when I was eating that keto, that little 3-net carb.
Yeah.
You know, the fiber. Yeah, that little fiber thing was taking me to the bathroom a lot. I'm going to be honest with you.
You're probably sensitive, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. That little tortilla flowers.
I feel you. How's Ramadan treating you? How's the family? You moved, right? You moved recently?
Yes, sir. Just finally moved. Alhamdulillah. De-stressed. No, don't have to really worry about a lot of the things. But, yeah, everything's straight now. We're just really waiting for furnitures and stuff to come down.
SubhanAllah. It's crazy. Time flying about Ramadan already.
Yes, bro. Sunday.
It's the last 10 days, huh?
Oh, my God.
I don't even know when we're going to drop this, but it's going to be around then.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
And then what? We'll see if it's 6 years until we get to December.
Till Ramadan is in December?
Yeah.
I don't know about 6 years. I don't know. People who into that type of stuff, y'all let us know the math.
I don't know.
But that's gonna be crazy. Imagine fasting during winter.
Yeah.
That's never happened. That's never happened in our lifetime. Not yet.
Nah.
You know?
I mean, did it?
Nah, bro. I don't think so.
So, like 1999 when I was born, when it was Ramadan back then.
Google that, dog. Not asking me.
Huh?
You asking the wrong one. I was born 2000.
I mean, technically, I should have been born in 2000, but I was like, what, 12 days away from it?
Okay.
You know?
So now you be claiming 90s, baby.
I'm in,
like those people.
I'm in between, you know. I'm a 90s babies and a 2000 baby.
Okay.
You feel me?
Hiya. All right, buddy. For me, bro, I've been chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Chilling. You know what I'm saying?
How's your family?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Son is good. Little chunky thing.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know,
I seen that guy with teeth. I was like, whoa, what's going on, man? Last time I see you, you didn't have no teeth.
Trying to stand. I'm like, bro, can you, like, crawl properly before you try to walk? Like, doing lazy crawling. He's like, nah, I'm going to skip a whole step. I'm like, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mashallah, though, man.
You know, but alhamdulillah.
Okay.
What else? I've been getting in the mojo of school, bro, because school during fasting, I was telling you earlier, it's tough, bro. You don't want to do no homework while you fasting.
Facts. That
and then
ain't
when
me.
you eat, what you trying to do? You trying to lay down. You trying to pray. You trying to do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
But then here you got to do classes and stuff like that. But alhamdulillah, get in the flow of things.
Okay.
And y'all see us, we always in the studio here for you guys.
Always, you feel me?
You know, we always coming out here, you know, trying to spread the love, inshallah, trying to spread a message. And this week, man, with the theme of Ramadan, we do have a message.
Yeah.
And this is a message that I am emphatically passionate about.
This guy brought it up.
And that's the message of forgiveness.
Yeah.
We are in the month of forgiveness. We're seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Are we... This is the crucial thing, right? We're trying to grow during this Ramadan. We're trying to become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
But are we letting go of those things that are maybe holding us back?
True.
What do you think I'm talking about when I say that?
Like your past and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you forgiving yourself and asking Allah to forgive you for everything that you did?
Facts.
You feel me?
And like if you wronged somebody, like have you rectified that? You see what I'm saying?
True.
So, inshallah, you know, me and Abdi, we've lived very short lives, you know, thus far, alhamdulillah.
Very short lives, but went through a lot to make it feel like it's a long time.
You know what I'm saying? But subhanallah, man, it's crazy how much, you know, insight, not just from our own, but like just lessons that we've derived from interacting and just observing.
True.
So inshallah, we're going to share our own insight, some valuable conversation regarding this topic, and hopefully this can inspire you guys for the
some
best.
tea, you know?
There you go. Inspire you guys. Abdi, you know, and I know that's both water.
I mean, they didn't know that until you just told them, but hey, could be tea though, you don't know.
Could be. You know what I'm saying? Tea without the bag. You know what I'm saying?
And no sugar. Come on.
Okay. But anyways, alhamdulillah. But anyways, but let's jump straight into it, right?
All right, come on.
The topic of forgiveness.
Yes, sir.
Abdi, but why is it hard for people to forgive? Huh?
Honestly, I could say that I never knew how to forgive people with everything that I went through.
Right.
Like forgiving was like the hardest thing to do. You feel me?
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do. So I feel like from my own like point of view, the reason why I never forgave people is because I wanted the same type of feeling that I felt, the hurt that whatever I went through that they put me through, I wanted the same thing for them to go through.
And that's a lot of times, that's a natural feeling.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was that type of person, you know? You do me wrong, I'm going to make sure it's going to come to you too. You know?
And what insight came that you was like, I don't know, is that the right way?
Well, with everything that happened to me, I would say it's usually like my mom and my grandma. Them two are like the two strong people that straight up tell me, that's Joji, you know? Stop that.
Yeah.
That ain't meant for you, you know? Forgive them for me. If you truly love me, forgive them for me, you know? So I really just grew up to know, like, you know, forgive, but don't forget what they did to you. You feel me?
And we're going to get into that. Forgive and don't forget. That's a very interesting concept. Man, that's... I can relate with that, bro. I think it's the natural human feeling. It's like when you feel some type of way, a lot of times you know, it's natural that you want other people to feel that.
True.
And I don't know, bro.
I
feel like,
mean,
yeah,
also ego and like pridefulness.
facts,
You feel me?
facts. It's like, how am I gonna forgive you after you did me wrong?
Exactly. Especially when, you know, Somalis, the number one thing we have is pride. It's a big thing.
That's a whole episode, pride, huh?
You know, that is like
Pride kills, dude. That's the thing, though.
kills a lot of things, no cap, you know?
SubhanAllah.
But that's something we all have, like, as a Somali community. Is like, we some prideful people. We ain't gonna let nothing slip by and act like
SubhanAllah.
ain't nothing happened.
And you know, that's the dangerous thing. It's like we're all Muslims here.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes we cut off people, and it's like, you know, you can't cut off somebody for more than 3 days. Not speak to in Islam for more than 3 days. If you beefing,
Oh, I didn't know
3
that.
days, you cannot. After that, you're doing something wrong, something real wrong.
Oh,
You're supposed to maintain a healthy relationship. You're supposed to rectify, because if you let that sit for too long,
yeah.
then it's like you let it ruminate, and now the whole thing
like
is
a
smell
bad
funky.
fruit.
Yeah, you let that sit
Yeah.
instead of tending to it.
Gotcha.
And you know who it harms?
Huh.
It don't harm the other person.
Harms
Maybe
you.
it does. It harms you. And a lot of
Gotcha.
people think forgiveness is like, I'm giving somebody a favor. No, you're not. You're not giving nobody a favor. The only person you're giving a favor is to yourself. You see me on that?
Yeah, I feel you on
So
that.
it's like,
one
if you're prideful and you are worrying about yourself and your mental health and your stability,
yeah.
then it is probably in your best interest to go ahead and forgive.
Mm.
You know? And another thing I want to add on to that is the fact that hurt people, Abdi. People who are hurting, you know, one time I was going through it, bro.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I was praying in the nighttime,
Yeah.
and just a thought came to me, and I wrote this down on a journal. I
Uh-huh.
was like, I got to document this. You know, when you have, subhanAllah, powerful thoughts, go ahead and document it. Because
Okay.
it might benefit you later. But, you know, I was basically betrayed in a sense.
Uh-huh.
And I was basically like, I was just taken back.
Yeah.
Right? So one thing that came to me is the fact that, you know, oftentimes we question, like, why does this person do this? How can somebody do that? What are you serious? This person is capable of this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I realized
Yeah.
is that somebody who's hurting,
Yeah.
somebody who's not hurting is not going to go around hurting people.
Uh-huh.
That person in themselves have to be hurting for them to inflict you with some kind of pain or discomfort or whatever. And, you know, that's another thing. That doesn't excuse somebody. That does not excuse somebody from, you know, doing wrong unto others.
Okay.
But in a capacity, there's always some way to show compassion,
Yeah.
you know, and you don't have to open yourself up to be harmed again to that same person,
Yeah.
but you don't allow it to harm yourself
Uh-huh.
by not forgiving, by holding on to it, by harboring negative feelings, especially if you want to grow.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I mean, why is it hard? Ego, pride. You know what I'm saying?
Hurt people. Hurt people.
Hurt people. So
You know what I'm saying?
So just know that. You feel me? So
That's facts. I'm not even gonna cap. You know, it's
Right.
kind of hard to forgive somebody that did you wrong at the same time.
right,
That's like one of the hardest thing to do.
right.
Like speaking from experience,
So
like it tears me apart. Just the thought of like, okay, I'ma forgive you.
And it depends like what degree of what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely. So I mean, sometimes it requires counseling. Like
True.
if it's real bad, like sometimes it requires counseling. Sometimes it requires therapy. But
You know what helped me?
what helped you?
It was, I want to say, sophomore year of college. Last year.
Oh yeah?
Was it last year when I wrote that essay?
I don't even know what essay you talking about.
Like, do you remember I told you, hey, what's up? Can you look at my essay? Tell me if it looks good. And it was like, who's your biggest inspiration? He got it from the show. What was that show called? It's with Spencer and stuff. I forgot what that show's called right now. What's that game called? What's that show called? Friday Nights? No. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, bro.
yeah,
I do not.
Like, it's about this football show. This kid who grew up in Crenshaw.
All American?
All American. That's what
This
it was,
dude.
bro. I didn't know. All American, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
There's like a episode where like he wrote like who was his biggest inspiration, you know?
Oh, yeah?
So my teacher just wanted to do the same thing. So he like made me write this essay of like who really was my biggest inspiration. Really made me think a lot though, and it made me like, that's what helped me kind of like forgive, the person that I was supposed like that my family wanted me to forgive. You feel me?
Right.
So that was like the hardest thing, but the writing it down helped me so much.
And I think if you go around thinking people are inherently like, you're gonna see a lot of ugly in this world.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like,
Facts.
brace yourself. Like,
Yeah.
some things look beautiful, and then they look around, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's how it be. That's how the dunya be.
Exactly.
And like, if you go around having those experiences over and over, you start becoming cynical, right? Meaning you start having a negative view as to the intentions of those around you.
Yeah.
So your heart becomes hardened. It has more of a shell around it. So you forgiving yourself, it actually, instead of making a cast around your heart, it actually makes it grow stronger. And that's what you need. Your hardships are supposed to build you up, not break you down. But it's about how you navigate those. And I think forgiveness is one of those remedies in those obstacles that's going to help you. But if you're going around just saying, nah, I don't forget. And some people say, oh, I forgive, but I don't forget.
Yeah.
I think that's a phrase for people who are actually, yes, I hear the valid, like what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it, they're trying to say like, I still have that portion of me where I don't forgive. Think about it. I do understand where some people are coming from. I forgive, but I don't forget.
Yeah.
Some people, the tone of their voice just tells you.
I feel like it
you haven't
depends
forgave.
on how you use it though.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. But I'm saying a lot of people, they use it as if you have forgave, but the tone in their voice, you can just hear that they haven't healed.
Do you think it's like,
nor have they forgave?
What's it called? Do you think, like, for one, like, what happened to me, right? Like, I've like told you exactly what happened to me. Like, in that situation, like, I forgave him, but I never forgot. So is that like something where would you think it's like a part of me never forgave him?
What do you think? Do you think you did?
I think I did. I think like I've grown past it to the point where I'm like, you know what? Like, now that I'm older, I'm more capable of defending myself. You feel me?
Right.
Like, now that it's like, he knows like I'm not this little kid anymore. You feel me?
I know you don't want to give the full context, but those who are like, I have no idea what you're talking about, do you want to give just a spoonful so they know what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like being abused as like you know what I'm saying? As a kid. Like,
and this is physical abuse.
Yeah, physical abuse, as a kid. And like just being hurt.
Right.
And like actually like going through so much, like, you know what I'm saying, as a kid.
Right.
That is like the most traumatizing thing. But at the same time, it's something that made me the most strongest person I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I became more calm. Like, not wanting to fight anything I see or anything that wants to come harm me. I'm not that type of person.
Was there a point where it did make you like that though?
When I was younger, I was
more angry.
I was like sophomore year of high school, maybe like after like everything happened, maybe like freshman year towards the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah. Like the aggression side of me was probably there, but nah. I was always this like calm kid.
Right. Right.
So I guess it taught me to be more calm and like less not caring about like what people say anymore. It's who I am. Fine print. Straight to your face. This is me.
And how long do you think that took you to really forgive him?
Freshman year of college. That's like, yeah, freshman year of college. Took me a while. It took me since 14 to 20.
Well, what changed?
Huh?
What changed?
There's a lot of like self-questioning myself. Like, if I were to do what he did to me, or like if I wanted to retaliate right now that I'm older, much stronger, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, if I were to retaliate, like, and like try to, Is it me or you?
No, I was just checking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I were to retaliate, like would it do me any good?
Mm.
You feel me?
Right.
Would I feel happy?
Mm.
Like, like there are some parts where like I always wanted to ask people, like, let's say you do get the revenge.
Right.
Do you feel proud of yourself?
Mm.
What did you really accomplish?
Mm.
You feel me?
Facts.
Me, I prefer, like, I've learned this from some people, like, where, like, what's it called? It's better to stay quiet and let the person just, like, think about it a lot more. Like, is he gonna do this to me? Is he gonna do that to me? Is he, what's his revenge for me? You make him go crazy or she go crazy, and you start reviving it. You don't just care.
Mm.
All right, I'll let God deal with you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Mm.
You feel me?
Right.
It eats them apart. Those people that just think
Like
about,
when those people who actually did the person
yeah,
wrong.
they
That's
think
wrong.
about it. They could
Right.
they criticize themselves. Oh, what? Why is he not retaliating?
Especially if they have some kind of,
yeah,
some kind of humanity in them.
exactly.
Some
But,
people, they have their humanity stripped of them because of just over time.
yeah, so it's like it gets interesting because it's like, then do they really think about it? They overthink.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They become this overthinking people where they just like, maybe he did, maybe he's waiting to retaliate. Do you know how hard that is? It's so weird. Imagine just sitting there thinking every time that you did something wrong to a person, and all you could think about is, oh, when are they gonna come, or when are they gonna do this to me?
But imagine just coming up and being like, in general, like, for example, somebody,
Yeah.
this was going to be actually a question. Do you have an instance of where you had to forgive somebody?
Yeah.
I think when you've been wronged
Yeah.
and you go to somebody
Yeah.
and, you just say, look, I forgave you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have no feelings, no ill feelings towards you. I think that puts something in their hearts. I'm not saying that you owe them that.
Yeah.
Really, in the ideal world, they should be coming up to you.
Yeah.
But I think at the very least, in your heart, you should try for yourself.
Yeah.
And I do sympathize, because life's hard, bro.
And at the same time, it shows a lot of maturity. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You're growing up to understand, like, pity fights ain't really worth
It's
nothing.
not worth it, bro. Like, this life is beautiful. Even though there's a lot of ugly, like, we can focus on the ugly.
Yeah.
And that's what we have a tendency to.
True.
But this life is very, very beautiful.
Yeah, you can make the most out of it as long as you put yourself in there.
Like, bro, I remember, like, when my son was born, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was the time where I really noticed, bro. Like, wow. SubhanAllah. Like, the blessing of life. Like, I watched him come into this world. And I was like, this is a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Very true.
Like, oh my God. Like, here is my flesh and bones,
Mm-hmm.
Here's my, this is my son.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like, then I realized you can either focus on the horrible in the world,
Yeah.
or you can focus on the beauty in the world. And, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I also had experience. And this talk your haq, guys. That's why we're getting a little bit vulnerable. You don't hear this a lot.
True.
And, but, bro, I was raised by a single mother. And although, yes, I had my dad in my life,
Yeah.
it's not as much as I wish I had.
Yeah.
And that was because of disputes between my parents.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But I would be foolish not to say that I didn't have something in my heart where I felt some type of way, right? Of maybe hoping for something to have worked out better, maybe having spent more time with my dad, maybe having my mom and my dad have a healthier relationship so that it could at least be cordial.
Yeah.
Right? So that me and there would be a little bit more stability,
Yeah.
But I felt like I had two sides, two polar opposites. And when you have a son in between that, and I'm talking from experience with my son, and that was very challenging for me.
Yeah.
Because I can reflect on my childhood, and that's something I'd never want my son to go through. So it's like, so when you grow up with that, and it's tough because you love though, because I love my parents, and I'm sharing this, guys, just because there's other people who went through a similar experience. I know a lot of people who went through single divorced parents or whatever. It happens. It happens. It's normal.
It's life.
It's life. You know what I'm saying? But when there's kids in between, it is parents that should make the best for the children. And sometimes there's tough things that go on, and I sympathize with the situations.
True.
But yeah, bro. What I did realize is that as I got older and I got into more maturity and adulthood, I was like, damn, my parents went through it. Well, like, and that's when I was like, whoa, my parents went through it. They came from a war.
Yeah.
They came here when they were as teenagers. My mom was in high school. My dad he was a young man, same age, 18, 19, and they were young. My dad just lost his dad.
Wow.
His mom was in Africa. He's here by himself with his brothers.
Yeah.
And he's having to be a man like this, right? And here he falls in love with my mom, mashallah tabarakallah. So, and my mom lost her dad. So it's like in a war. And here you're dealing with so much trauma, so much. I cannot imagine myself, Abdul Wallahi. I'm thinking I'm not strong compared to my parents.
Nah. What
You
they
losing
went
your
through
parents,
is so...
you're going through war, you seeing death. So I sympathize with them. But
Yeah.
as a kid, you're naive. So you feel hurt. Why? I did feel hurt.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I was like, as I got older, I was like, how can I be hurt? Like, they did the best that they could. And that's the thing when it comes to forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're in a relationship with a spouse,
Yeah.
or if you're in a relationship with your parents or siblings or whatever,
Yeah.
they do you wrong right then and there. Something happens, right?
Yeah.
With this is what I truly believe, hadda wallahi. Like, this is what I'm starting to believe, right?
Oh.
When something pops off in a scenario, how that person responds, that's the best that they could do at the time. Yes, it was a mistake. That's what I truly believe, bro. I have that theory in my head. I give them that benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Now, am I going to put up with that? That's another question. I give them the benefit of the doubt that they really tried.
Yeah.
With their emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence, that's a whole level of intelligence that Somalis don't acknowledge emotional intelligence.
True.
So with their emotional intelligence, with their maturity, with where they are in life right there, and I'm not putting them down or up or whatever.
Yeah.
That's where, so I meet them where they're at, not in a negative way, but I acknowledge them. So having acknowledged what my parents went through,
yeah,
I met them where they're at, and I said, wallahi, like, I love my parents so hard and I respect them. They went through it.
Yeah.
And, we all went through it together because we're a family.
Because it would have been different.
Because of them, I'm here today.
Yeah.
They made me who the man I am today. And the lessons and the wisdom, and I cannot thank them enough for that.
Yeah.
So it's like your hardships and your difficulties,
yeah,
it makes you.
It makes you who you are.
But if you allow it to break you.
True. It can break you, though. I feel like it broke me for a while.
Go into that.
Like, I feel like with what I went through, like there's something that, like, what's it called? Oh, like, when I was, like, 10th grade, I would say, it was my history teacher. No, it was freshman year.
Yeah.
Towards the second semester, towards the end, it was literally my teacher told me you're dumb. He didn't even know what I went through, like, with everything.
Why do teachers call people that? Why would you become a teacher if you're gonna do that?
I mean, hey,
like, why?
It's why,
you're in the wrong profession.
But like, word for word, like, he called me dumb. Because I wasn't passing this. My freshman year, first semester, I wasn't even there.
Oh man, I failed one whole semester straight up sophomore year.
So it was like my freshman year. That's the, like, majority of my class was just Mr. D's and E's. That's what I was doing. That's all I was getting, D's and E's, left and right. E-E-E-D.
So you think what you were going through, it translated in the class?
Because I had to, like,
that happens to a lot of kids.
I had to relearn everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to relearn everything, to write on my own,
right,
to physically talk, all that stuff. I had to do that on my own. And that was so hard, and all I could think about was, man, when I get better, I'm coming after him. I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm coming after him. He can go left, right. I'm going to be right there, right in front of him. That's the anger I felt every time.
Facts.
So I didn't care for school. I didn't care for nothing.
I feel you.
Until, like, I had, someone who told me, like, hey, look, he can't. And also fear.
What do you mean by that?
I had that fear of, like, what if it happens again?
Right.
That was my fear.
And I think physical abuse is actually something more different. Sexual abuse as well. I
Yeah,
think those two are like, those are discussions that maybe that warrants a whole nother.
true.
And honestly,
Yeah,
that warrants a whole nother because, how do I go into this, bro?
it's hard,
That's a
bro.
violation.
It's a violation,
Physical abuse,
but
sexual
it puts
abuse.
so much like fear into you, though.
That's the thing. Like, because there's emotional where you scar somebody, you
Yeah.
betray somebody,
Like that's
neglect.
that was the thing, though. Like
And
that
if,
thing
yeah,
happening scarred me.
right.
You feel
Now
me?
you looking over yourself. Now you flinching.
Boom.
There you go.
That's what made me so hostile as a kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I'm so hostile because I'm like, I can't trust nobody.
Right.
Anything I see, it's a danger to me. I didn't care what it was.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So like, just growing up, my mom, calmed me down. My grandma calmed me down. All that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I kid you not, like my sophomore year, when I tell you like of what's it called, college, when I tell you this essay, like first thing I watched the episode, I was trying to figure out, I was like, what was his biggest inspiration, and his inspiration wasn't something normal. It wasn't that my inspiration is seeing my mom go to work every day, It inspires me to work hard. His was very different. He didn't have a person that motivated him. And I thought to myself, like, I don't have people
Right.
who like motivated me, or like made me want to be stronger. Just one person, I can't name that.
Facts.
But the one thing that I can say, like now, like made me who I am and how strong I became, is that incident that I went through.
Right.
Because it made me figure out who I was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I became more calm, more patient.
And it's worse when you're a kid, dude. That's the thing. That's a huge violation.
Yeah.
Bro. When you're a kid and you go through abuse,
Yeah.
physical, sexual, maybe even emotional, man, that can really scar you. That could carry with you into your adulthood.
True. And that was like one of those things where I was like, I'm like, that's probably why I want to help people out.
And thank you, yeah. And I
know?
think one thing, bro, that people don't realize in our community
Yeah.
is when we have members in the community that come out about physical abuse,
Yeah.
that come out about sexual abuse,
Uh-huh.
that come out about wanting to express themselves about what they've been through mentally,
Yeah.
we need to be more receptive, and we need to give them the resources and the means to express themselves, to communicate,
True.
and inshallah get whatever justice that they can get.
That's very true.
And I think we need to facilitate that. I think we ought to. You feel me?
Because it's way, like, it's better, like you may not help 1,000 people, but that one person you help
Facts.
does you so much.
Facts.
You feel me? You become more happier in life, more, you know what I'm saying, less
Right.
worried. Like, you did something that most people wouldn't even dare doing. Just helping somebody who's going through so much.
Right. And I think for those who, and I think let's do two messages, right? Let's like before we go into the other questions on this specific. I feel like this is a really good point that we gotta touch on.
Yeah.
For those who have been through something
Yeah.
that either gave them issues in terms of forgiveness or trust issues or
Yeah.
inability to be vulnerable, let's go ahead and give a message to somebody who's struggling to forgive.
Okay.
What message would you give to that person?
To be honest with you, make that your biggest, not weakness. Like, make that your biggest, like, image about you.
What do you mean by that?
That thing that happened to you made you the person who you are. You feel me?
Right.
Embrace that. Like, not like, let's say if that thing made him turn him into like being more aggressive and all that stuff.
Right.
One thing was like, don't let that fear stop you from like being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're hiding behind like a fear.
Right.
You feel me? you're
And that's probably what the person who did that wanted you to do.
yeah.
You
You
know,
know what I'm saying?
they want to break you
But don't let
because
that
they're
be it.
broken. They want you
Yeah.
to be broken because they themselves are broken.
And keep one thing in mind, I would say, is that forgiving somebody doesn't just happen one day. Oh, but I forgive you. Oh, okay, we're good. Nah.
It's a healing, just like a wound.
It takes a while for you to really
But you need to allow yourself to start healing it.
like work on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you forgave him, but if you see him right now, what would you do? You feel me?
Right.
That's the thing. So it isn't something that just happens. Oh yeah, all willy nilly. It's just one day, the next day. Oh, you good? Hey, how you doing? Great. No, it ain't that. It takes time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, so much investing into yourself.
Right.
And
Whether
then
it's
also
therapy,
like how we talked about like self-love.
Mm.
If you can love yourself to forgive yourself from anything you ever did, everything else becomes way easier.
So that's the next topic, Abdi. That's the next kind of transition. Is like, when was the last time that you had to forgive yourself? That was going to be the next leeway. But actually, before we jump into that, let me actually give my advice to someone who's struggling with this. Remember that hurt people. Wallahi, just if you can acknowledge that, and be like, this person is really hurting, for them to be lying on me, beating me, slandering me. That doesn't mean I'm gonna leave myself susceptible to you. I'm gonna best believe do what I gotta do to protect. Because best believe I have a commitment to myself to protect myself.
True. And
I will do that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to harbor all these negative emotions and put that on you.
Yeah.
Because now I'm giving you a spot you don't deserve right here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm me. Why am I putting you right here? You know, and if you're putting somebody right here, and it's hard though, because this is another thing. When you've been through extreme versions of abuse, then that's a little bit more difficult. And that's why therapy is very important. That's why going to people you can confide in and not keeping that in. You know, because one thing that we do struggle with, not just men, but when sisters struggle with this, I do notice, is suppressing your emotions.
Ooh, that is a very toxic thing. You people, I can't even lie.
You see what I'm saying?
I've had a little bit of that as well, you know?
Right.
Like suppressing myself.
You can't do it.
Not talking to nobody.
Yeah.
It eats you alive.
It eats you alive.
Oh my God. Piece by piece, though.
Facts.
It isn't something like it's just going to eat you one day. You just feel like you're crap and you just all willy.
It actually maybe feels good if you keep it down for a while.
You know?
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to start by the fingers, each one, then go by the hand, then your whole arm.
Yeah.
It's like
it's going to cripple you.
You know? It's like this toxic that's just spreading.
And you know, you allow it to, it ends up manifesting in ways that you didn't want. Like, for example, you suppress something that happened to you. Now you're blowing up in anger, tantrums.
True.
Maybe you develop these unhealthy habits.
You know?
And you're like, how am I becoming like this?
True.
It's maybe because you've been suppressing something. You know, I went for a walk, bro. I saw the lake, and I was like, look at all these rocks at the bottom. I saw actually trees and logs at the bottom. You know, a thought came up to me. I said, look how the water is so pure, right? It's flowing and everything.
Yeah.
The heaviest stuff sinks to the bottom.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the water, I see all this stuff, but I see the heaviest and the most dense things sink to the bottom. I said, you know what's powerful about that? That's what happens to us, bro, when we get hurt. That's what happens when we go through something.
We just sink it in.
The heaviest thing sinks to the bottom, and if we don't address it, like something that's pure, we're supposed to be like this. Nothing should be there. Right? We should be pure. Our hearts we should be giving ourselves everything to everybody. But when we have rocks and logs and mud and anchors all willy-nilly inside there, what's happening? You're not giving the best version of yourself for yourself and to those around you.
Very true.
So I think healing, everybody should heal, and one of those, look how that manifests is through forgiveness. But yeah, Abdi, now let's go into forgiving yourself, because we talked about like I said, this is the month of Ramadan, so we're seeking forgiveness from Allah.
True.
But first, we're going to talk about all these other things that are often not talked about.
Yeah.
It's making sure that you forgive others and that you yourself forgive yourself. And then we have more steps, but let's talk about the Abdi. Forgiving yourself. What does that look like? And why should we forgive ourselves?
Oh, honestly, like forgiving yourself, what it honestly looks like is whatever your past is,
right?
You don't let that affect you now. You feel me?
Facts.
Like, you can look at your past and be like, you know what, you're not proud of it, but it made you who you are to understand where you want to go.
Right.
You feel me? So I would say that's what it really, really looks like having that self, what's it called?
Appreciation or
Appreciation, but that reflection. You feel me?
Right.
That self-reflect where you look at yourself and be like, you know what? That thing behind me. You know, I forgive myself for doing that. Because once you do that, you forgive yourself. You can go to the man above you and be like, hey, this is what I did. I want you to forgive me, please. You know, Ya Allah, please forgive me for the sin that I've committed. You know?
So that's like forgiving yourself, because oftentimes this is why I actually even wrote the question.
Yeah.
When we're praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're praying to Allah, but some of us have doubts, like, am I being forgiven right now?
Yeah.
That's a dangerous thing. So it's like, yes, you should ask forgiveness from Allah, but if you don't forgive yourself, then you're not, how are you going to believe Allah forgave you?
Yeah.
So let's wait for that motorcycle, our bad. But yeah, so you have to be willing to forgive yourself and hope in the best of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you will receive His mercy. And also, the reason why I asked this is because we're not perfect. The same people sitting here talking about forgiveness, we've done people wrong.
Yeah.
And that's our nature. Everybody, we do people wrong.
Very true.
It's like, what do you do after that?
Yeah.
You know,
and also touching back to what you were saying,
right.
Honestly, when you truly forgive yourself, you know what I'm saying? You move on to doing other things. You know how you say, we're not perfect.
Right.
If, I came to the terms of, forgiving myself from, what I did in my past.
Facts.
You feel me?
Right.
But it also makes you be self-aware of what you're going to do next. You feel me? So, let's say whatever I did in the past, I know it's bad, and I know Allah dislikes what I did.
Right.
Now, in the future, I see the same thing. I know now from the things that I got from it in the past, what actually happened to me, what was going on in my head, everything that happened. Now that I see that in front of me, I'm like, nah, man, I can't let God be mad at me more than once.
Right.
I already did this. I forgave myself. Hopefully God forgave me for what I did, and I made a promise to myself that I'm going to stay away from whatever that is. Because that is very toxic and harming, not only to my body, but psychologically.
Right.
You feel me? It messes you up.
It harms you.
Yeah.
Yourself. It's a lot of people think that's the thing. You have to focus. It's really, you are being selfish in a way. Because yes, you're spreading the love, but really you're taking care of your heart and your mental health.
True.
And that's very important. People don't talk about that enough, I'm be honest with you, in our community. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna say definitely forgiving yourself. What it looks like is knowing that inshallah you hope the best for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you make dua inshallah for yourself and seeking His forgiveness.
Yeah.
And also when you've done people wrong. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. But best believe when I do somebody wrong, I cannot go multiple days without calling and be like, look, we had a disagreement. This thing I said was below the belt.
Very true.
And I apologize, because I'm not gonna sit around and act like what I said was not out of pocket. You know? So it's like when you do somebody wrong, you feel it. But you bury
deep down,
you bury the truth, and you yourself are having symptoms of that arrogance,
that pride.
And every human has it. But when you're tested, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests you, how you pass that test is that when you don't want to call somebody, when you don't want to go up to somebody, when you don't want to go to their face and say, look, I know we had this disagreement. I still stand by. Maybe I disagree with you on that. But look, that was out of pocket. I should have simply disagreed with you. That's the adult thing to do. But people let it sit. People let it sit, and they let it ruminate, and they let it affect themselves and affect the other person. That's not healthy.
Then it becomes more of it causes more problems between either it could be physical, just because you yourself wasn't man enough or a woman enough to be like, you know what I did in the past, I'm sorry.
Right.
You feel me?
I see people taking pride in pettiness. Now I'm seeing dudes act like this. Whenever billah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, this happens among sisters a lot of the times. And, you
Yeah.
know, ain't no sister here to talk about this, but I'm going to say it to you right now. This is an issue amongst them, especially. I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now I see dudes struggling with this
Uh,
this pettiness. And instead of acting like adults in
Yeah.
which they are,
yeah.
stop acting like a child. Stop acting temper tantrum. Stop acting like this.
Yeah.
You have to start acting like an adult. And I know we're only 21, but we have to start operating like this. You know,
life. The one thing that Kevin Hart said I remember was the sun comes in the morning, leaves in the afternoon when sundown. Sun rises, sun leaves after. Does the same thing. It does not wait for you to be like, you know what? Just because he's not getting up, let me just take my time for the sun, sun to come out. You know what I'm saying? And it was just pretty much saying that, like, the day will never wait for you. You know what I'm saying?
So don't wait for something to happen.
Yeah.
If you feel some type of way, go ahead and have a conversation
If
to your brother.
If you truly know you're wrong.
If you're wrong, go to have a conversation with your brother and sister. And, you know, if you're hurt and maybe that person doesn't know you're hurt, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Say, look, what you did, hey, I'm hurt by that. I just want to tell you. And this is why. You know, and if that person, whatever, boom, boom, at least you express yourself. Don't hold negative emotions. Because that's only going to harm you again. That's what I'm saying. And your family, your loved ones, maybe if you have children, they need the best version of yourself. And it is not worth it to hold on to self-destructive emotions. You know? So I definitely want to say that. But next question, Abdi. This is going amongst the last few questions, inshallah. What was that? Hello?
Is he hurt? He hit the floor?
Check.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, y'all. Inshallah. Now we're going to enter the last two questions for y'all. Abdi.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit vulnerable. But I don't know if you already asked this. When was the last time you had to ask someone for their forgiveness? And you don't have to go into the details, but in general, so people can also think about that.
2 years ago.
How'd you go about that? Was it hard?
Yeah. It was hard. It was hard because it was like, not only did it go both ways. You feel me?
Yeah.
This crybaby, this guy Mars.
Ignore that dude, bro. Annoying.
Yeah. But no, honestly though, like, it was both ways. Whereas, like, I did wrong to you, you did wrong to me.
Okay, it's like tit for tat.
Yeah, tit for tat.
And that's
you
how
know?
a lot of times it goes down.
Yeah. So it was more of like, you know what? Hey, like, we're grown.
Right.
You know? I forgive you. Forgive me for what I did to you. You know what I'm saying? It was more of like that. So I would say 2 years ago, that was probably the last time I had to, like, ask somebody for forgiveness.
SubhanAllah.
You know? What about you, man?
Man. I would say it was a couple months ago. I was in a heated argument, and I was upset, and I said some things that I should not have said. So, you know what I'm saying? When you're in a situation, you know, you feel like somebody goes low, it's like your reflex to go low with them. And when I caught that reflex, usually that's not like me.
True.
You know, usually I step back and I fall back. But at that time, I was really just fed up. And, you know, I just said what I had to say. And I realized that I didn't say it with a clear conscience. So immediately I called that person the next day and I said, look, this disagreement, I'm still on this side of the disagreement. I completely cannot be more further than you on this point. You know, we can respect our differences.
Yeah.
Respect you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what I did was below the belt. So those things I said, forgive me, inshallah. And at that point, it's up to them if they forgive you or not. If you sincerely feel guilty,
yeah,
and you're seeking their forgiveness,
yeah,
then inshallah they accept it. But if they don't accept it, then it's like, what can I do after that for you?
Yeah, like,
You know?
do you just leave it? Like me, when that happens, I let God decide that.
Well, the thing is, if they're still upset, then they're still upset. I sympathize. Yeah, we some people are faster. They have a faster turnaround.
Yeah.
Some people are just naturally like that.
Yeah.
So it's like if somebody's, as long as you left that on the plate, when you leave money on the table,
Yeah.
it's like that person doesn't have to grab it right there, but it's there. You put it down.
Yeah.
And when that person grabs it, they grab it.
Yeah.
So you seek their forgiveness. You say, I'm sorry, I should not have done that. That was below the belt. Boom. And then you say, inshallah. And then if they maybe they look at it like, I don't want it, but eventually inshallah they will take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and if they don't, then you did the best that you could as long as you were sincere.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I would definitely say that, But yeah, my brother, I was gonna say something else. I just don't know what it was.
I'll be having that moment.
Huh? But I swear I was gonna say something. What? Oh my God, bro, Mars, can you get a life?
Come here.
Lord have mercy, bro.
Guy crying all day.
You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
in
That's
pain.
not even crying, bro. That's his normal meow. What man cat? Mina got a deeper meow than this dude. This dude ain't got no testosterone in his body. Lord have mercy. Say it with your chest. Like, bro, he is too big to be meowing like a little kitten. Hey, bro, let him be. But anyways, okay, so when this is what I was gonna say, Abdi.
Yeah.
You mentioned how the tit for tat situation, right?
Yeah.
This came up when I was researching this topic. There was an ayah that I saw in the Quran. So how this is powerful. And this was translated by Dr. Mustafa Khattab. The Clear Quran is very popular now because it's in clear English. You guys can look it up on Amazon. It's called the Clear Quran. But this is what the Quran says. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, good and evil cannot be equal. Respond to evil with what is best. Then the one who you are in feud with, like an enemy to you, they will be like your close friend. This is chapter 41, verse 34. You guys can look this up. Meaning, if you respond to evil, somebody doing you dirty, but you respond to them with gentleness and kindness and mercy, you turn to them with your mercy.
Yeah.
That's not a sign of weakness. That's actually a sign of real strength.
Yeah.
And people don't acknowledge.
True.
Then the one you are in a feud with, and I was thinking about this. Like, imagine you're in an argument with somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody who sees you turn to them in kindness when they turn to you in harshness.
True.
How can they not but love you after that?
Like that saying what I say, you can't fight fire with fire because it's gonna make more fire. Feel me? So he's the one that brought the water into the fire, cool it down,
and you cool everybody down, not just yourself, but that person too.
Yeah.
And sometimes that person's not deserving of it. But at the end of the day, who's you're doing it for? Now we're going to the last one, seeking Allah's mercy.
Yeah.
The mercy that the mercy that you're seeking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
You should be merciful to others, those around you.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, what do you got to say to that? Do you got any point to that you want to say to that? Before I pull this up, I got to pull it up.
I mean, honestly, like, I agree with you when you said that, like,
Right.
Like, but then it is true, though, you're always going to have an argument between your brothers and sisters of Islam,
Right.
No matter what it is,
Right.
But it takes the strength for somebody to be like, yes, we're going to have disagreements. Yes, we're going to argue. Yes, we're going to, sometimes hate each other for it. But if I could come up to you, or she can come up to you, or whoever it is coming up to you, and be like, you know what I said was wrong and what you said was wrong. Let's not always hate each other. Let's come to a mutual understanding.
Facts.
Where you can either respectfully disagree with me, or we come to a middle ground where we're like, we both understand each other. I agree with your point of view, and I also agree with your point of view. That's what Islam is,
Or even you don't have to agree, because the point of argument is you disagree.
Yeah,
you agree to disagree.
Yeah, but sometimes
just don't go below the belt.
Yeah, but it happens though.
Right, and if you need, like, the thing is, like, if it's like unhealthy, where maybe the friendship or relationship where the relationship is just not functional.
True.
Then you love and you respect that person. You don't tarnish them. You don't tarnish their name because you're upset and you're whatever. And no, but what you do is if you're genuine and you're sincere, then you lovingly, respectfully, and gently express your point. Forgive them. Ask for forgiveness for what you may have done.
Yeah.
And what they may have taken it.
True.
And then inshallah you establish a healthy, more maybe distant, but more cordial relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has to be like that.
And
You know?
then like something I remember, what's his name? You know what I'm saying? I took this along with me when somebody told me, like the worst thing you could ever do is sleep angry. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if that's your last day.
Man, that's powerful, subhanAllah.
You feel me? So that's one thing I tried never to do.
Because a lot of times some people wake up with that.
Yeah.
And they start the day with that.
You know?
You know what I'm saying?
So imagine holding a grudge on somebody and you sleep.
And it's like if you are holding a grudge to somebody and you're not willing to acknowledge that because what, you're prideful.
Yeah.
Then who are you harming except yourself?
Even like just say me holding a grudge on somebody, you know, that's something. Like say that happens. Imagine, you know what I'm saying, you were the one that did something wrong to somebody and you slept on that. And the last thing that person remembers of you is hurting them.
Subhanallah. And a lot, you wouldn't want that for yourself.
You feel me?
Right.
So it's always, you know, even if you have to be the bigger person,
right,
it is okay.
It's not weakness.
You know what I'm saying? It is okay to say, you know what, I'm wrong.
Right.
Forgive me.
And I don't know why people cannot be wrong nowadays.
I mean,
everybody want to be right. Somebody got to be wrong.
Everybody want to be Mr. Perfect.
Right.
Mrs. Perfect.
Right.
Feel me? But that don't exist.
It don't exist.
And I remember a sheikh said, you know,
a healthy relationship with friendship or whatever is when two people are able to say, you know, I did wrong.
Yeah.
When two people are able to say I did wrong, then they can hug each other in forgiveness.
Boom, you know. But I don't know. I think that's what exactly he said. But I don't know if it was like a perfect relationship, whether it's a friendship or whatever it is type of relationship it is when two imperfect people work together to make it perfect. You feel me?
Facts.
He knows you're not perfect.
Right.
He's not perfect, or she's, whatever the relationship is.
Right. It could be any dynamic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all both know y'all not perfect,
so,
but y'all work it to make it perfect. Whether it's a friendship,
it's the ego.
marriage.
When ego and self-esteem comes into place, and oh my god, bro, what time is it? 57. I'm gonna just say this, bro. When ego and low self-esteem comes into place, when somebody has a low self-esteem, low self-respect, low self-love, any point where they can maybe even be slightly wrong, they get defensive.
True.
They get, I cannot be wrong, because it makes them feel that much worse about themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Should I turn off that light? We left it on. Forget it. It makes them feel that much worse about themselves.
True.
But someone who's confident, reassured, knows who they are, and they have a decent self-esteem, they're not arrogant, then they can accept their flaws.
True.
But someone who only sees flaws in themselves, you know what I'm saying, they can't see,
they can't move on.
Right. It's like
something is like a rope. It's that rope that's holding them back.
And again, that's what ties in. Hurt people. Someone with low self-esteem, low self-love, low self-respect. How do you think they're gonna treat other people? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's another point too. You know. So
very true.
Subhanallah. Last point. I want to read a hadith that kind of motivated this whole episode. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The compassionate one, meaning Allah, has mercy on those who are merciful. If you show mercy on those who are on the earth, He who is in the heaven will show mercy on you." Right. Again, the compassionate one has mercy on those who are merciful. If you show mercy to those who are on the earth, meaning if you show mercy to your brothers and sisters, everybody.
Yeah.
Right. If you show mercy to those who are on the earth, He who is in the heaven will show mercy unto you. So I just want to say that, like, I want to make sure that is known. It's like when you're kind to those around you, when you treat those around you gently, when you treat them with love and respect, and you know things happen. We're human. Okay, I'm not gonna act all zen and all this stuff. Things happen, right? But how quick can you course correct? That's the question. You're gonna slip. How fast can you course correct? That's the sign of maturity. Are you gonna drag this out? We're all adults. Time is money.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how quick can you adjust, pivot, course correct, seek forgiveness? I did you wrong. I should never have done that. I went below the belt. Brother, sister, forgive me, inshallah. That is something beautiful.
Very mature.
right? And hopefully, in an ideal world, we would hopefully stop ourselves from even getting to that point, and inshallah treating everyone kindly. But when we do transgress,
Yeah.
that we do check ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we do right by others, you know. And by doing right by others, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bestow His mercy. And that's what we want. We all want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. So month of
Yeah.
Ramadan, we're seeking Allah's mercy. But imagine going to month of Ramadan and you're holding grudges or whatever from other people, but you're seeking Allah's mercy. Forgive. Forgive,
You
forgive,
know?
forgive. And
Yeah.
then seek Allah's forgiveness.
For me, can't
You know?
do. You know what I'm saying? I'm honestly, wallahi, like I agree with you in all that points. You know what I'm saying? Like when it
Right.
comes to forgiving and like you want Allah's forgiveness, but you can't even forgive a simple brother or sister. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like at the end of the day, man, put away your ego, put away aside of your pride.
And people who have big egos often have fragile self-esteems.
Very true.
Low self-esteem. If you have a fragile ego or an inflated sense of worth,
Yeah.
like conceitedness,
Mm.
it's often it's like doo-doo with glitter on top of it. You know, it's fake.
Wow.
Someone who's confident, reassured, they're graceful about it. You can see it, bro. I've seen some people mashallah so graceful, but they look so humble. But if you're big, what'd you say? What'd you say? What? Say it again? Man, you fragile. You walking on eggshells. If somebody cannot be in a relationship as a friend, and I can say, bro, like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
Yeah.
let's talk. And you say, what do you mean? What you trying to say about me? You trying to check me? Like, if you acting all, first of all, hostile,
Yeah.
that means you already have like very low self-esteem. And you need to have that checked out. And I'm not getting on you, but I'm saying that requires therapy.
Yeah.
That requires checking into those suppressed emotions
True.
and reflecting on that instead of distracting yourself, bro. Stop smoking. Stop playing games. Stop watching pornography. Stop eating all this junk food. Focus on what those emotions are and stop distracting yourself. You talking to all these women, you haven't developed a relationship with yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
I said a whole lot in about 2 seconds, but I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you guys right now. You're distracting yourself because the relationship that's most important is the relationship with yourself. And if that relationship isn't healthy, then any other relationship you have is not going to be healthy. So
Very true.
forgive yourself, meaning love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself.
Can't love nobody until you love yourself.
Right. And then inshallah give that gift to other people, you know? And protect yourself, guys. Protect yourself. It is there's you know what I'm saying?
Protect your heart.
Protect your heart. You know what I'm saying? You only got one of these, you know? Either every time it gets hurt, either it breaks and it just breaks and gets brittle, or it breaks and it's like a muscle and it tears and it gets stronger. That's what you want. The obstacles Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts before you, allow it to make you flourish into a more holistic person,
Yeah.
you know? Any last messages, Abdi, for you?
Man, like I said, don't sleep angry because you never know that if that's your last day.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Make sure, hey, if you love somebody and somebody did you wrong, go fix the problem with them.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It won't hurt you. It is true what they say, love don't cost a thing. So if love doesn't cost a thing, go spread love.
There you go.
You feel me?
There you go. Okay.
Really are. What about you?
Yeah, just same thing, bro. Just make sure y'all forgive. Make sure y'all forgive. And inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you. Every night. Wallah, like even before I think it was around Maghrib, like before I broke my fast, I was just making du'as. For every single person, whether I've had something with them in terms of conflict or whatever, I make du'a for them and I say, Ya Allah, forgive them, and I forgive them. That is something, wallah, it does something for your heart. But if you hold on to that, bro, it's going to tear you up. And I'm talking from experience. You distract yourself. You do things that you shouldn't be doing. But you feel light. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here. You start putting a bunch of heavy stuff in your pure vessel. It's going to weigh you down. You're trying to go places in life, but you having things weigh you down.
You know what I'm saying?
And you letting people who hurt you weigh you down? Look, become the best version of yourself by forgiving others. And in turn, you will be doing right by yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. And those who want the worst for you, you smile at them. And at the end of the day, they're going to watch you flourish. And that's them. That's not you, you know? So, inshallah, yeah, guys, just make sure to forgive. And seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness. Wallahi, that's what we're seeking. So, inshallah, I don't know what he's even doing. You had a Justin Bieber concert. That's what you doing?
Nah,
you acting like them.
I was giving a heart to forgive. You know,
every girl's Facebook profile in 2010. Abdi. That's what you posing like.
Forgive. No. You know how they be posing. Heck nah. You know, I was just saying forgive.
There you go. Yeah.
Love don't cost a thing, so love everybody.
Love don't cost a thing, huh? There you go. Anyways, inshallah. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Talk Ya Haq. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rambling, but hey. Have mercy on us, y'all. We are fasting. We are in the month of Ramadan. We're not fasting right now, but this is the month of Ramadan, and our schedules are hectic, but we're still doing what we can for y'all.
Inshallah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Inshallah. But inshallah, I don't think Abdi's going to be here for a while. Is that the case?
Yeah, man. Going to Minnesota. Episodes. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but I will be back, guys. Inshallah. You know what I'm saying?
So we will do about 3 episodes without Abdi. We're going to miss him.
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I'm saying? But inshallah. Yeah, we'll see him soon. But I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here.
He's going to be here. You know,
same spot on this couch.
I got to go handle a couple of business, you know?
Do your thing, dog. Do your thing.
But yeah, man. Hey, but one thing, don't forget to like,
share,
comment, and share. And subscribe. Jinx. But subscribe.
How you going to give me every time, dog?
Subscribe, you know?
Oh, also, and give us a review on, what's it called?
Apple
Podcast. That helps us get picked up and noticed, inshallah, by others who are looking for podcasts that are similar to the content that they're looking for. But anyways, inshallah, thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Come on.
Peace.